Amen. Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Martha O'Malley. I hope you can all hear me. And on behalf of the management, faculty, and all staff of Fate Leeds University, I warmly welcome you all to the Certificate in BALT program. Now, BALT stands for Business Management, Office Administration, Leadership, and Theology. That's the acronym BALT. And thank you for joining us at this webinar. We are delighted to have you enroll, and we believe you will have a rewarding time with us. So, an orientation is an opportunity for us to welcome our new students, help you settle in, and ensure you have the knowledge and support needed to perform optimally and maximize your time here with us. So, I do have quite a bit to tell you. But before I do that, I'd like to ask that our Vice President and CEO, Dr. Paul Akatahi, gives us his welcome address. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for joining us. So I'm sure many of us would like to know more about us, what we stand for, what we do, what you're going to learn, accreditation, and several things about the institution. So that's my role, to be able to explain to you. And hopefully we'll take, like Martha said, we'll take some questions at the end of the presentation. So like Martha said, we're faith-based. Faith-based, we're Christians, but definitely we have all faiths. We have Muslims, we have Hindus, we have atheists. We welcome everyone in love to our institution. And our focus is to give people insight. We summarize it by being Bible savvy, but being street smart. So to have values in God, but also to understand how the world works and to make the best of our encounters in our workplaces and in our society, and definitely to make a positive impact. Our courses are really around leadership, business courses, technology, and faith-based courses. But it's really a blend of all of them and not just any single one. So our vision is to raise leaders who can influence the world with biblical principles. And our mission is to be able to do that either at no charge or at very affordable rates, because we believe everyone should have good education. Our values are around, like you can see, leadership, faith, persistence, integrity, and service. And like I had earlier mentioned, we want to bridge the gap between, because some people feel if you're faith-based, you're only on one part of the divide. And if you're secular-based, you're on one part of the divide. But what we try to do is to make sure that you have good values and faith, and you also understand how the world works. So let's talk about our accreditation. Our primary accreditation is with the accreditation services for international schools in the United Kingdom. And we also have, because that's in the United Kingdom, but we are registered in the United States by the Florida Board of Education. And because we're registered in the United States, if students desire a transcript from an accredited United States institution, we have partnership with the University of San Diego, and that's what you see there. Then we also have partnership with Google for high in demand IT courses. So Google found out that you finish a 4-year college and you still struggle, they still struggle to get people employed in the IT space even after a 4-year degree. So they came up with this Google certification courses where even if you don't have a college degree, you will be able to take those 3-month courses and quickly integrate into IT related companies. So those courses are not just for IT people, they're for everybody. They're project management, user experience design, cybersecurity, data analytics, um, digital marketing. So pretty much courses that anyone can take. So that's, and then we have, we're faith-based, we have a partnership with the Redeemed Christian Church of God on one of our courses, around global evangelism. So this around our accreditation and our partnerships. And if you go to our website and you clicked any of these links, you'll be able to see the documents, the details, or verify with the other bodies or the government entities. But I would like to put a word on accreditation because I know it's a very big deal for students to make sure they're coming to an accrediting body. So beyond accreditation, there was a study done by Dill and Kruger, and they looked at Ivy League schools, top schools, the sports top schools, or schools with high academic histories in the United States, schools like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and they tried to follow them over a series of years to say how was their earning premiums or how much more did they earn more than people who went to just conventional universities in the States. And they found out from that study that there was not so much a difference by just attending a top Ivy League school. But there were other determinants that made students to be successful. Determinants like ambition, determinants like motivation, and other abilities that students have, networking, relationships. So we want to encourage everyone that just beyond the academic accreditation, other things, your motivation, your personal drive, the relationships you make, your networking, the value you create, all these things have an impact in your learning ability and have an impact in your career or in your business and in your success beyond just what a certificate can give you. So our style of learning, our educational style this is not perfectly 25% for each case, but generically it is. You have online classes, so you will be required, and Martha is going to speak more on that. You would be required to come for online classes. And we do appreciate that some of us work, and those classes are synchronous, meaning that you have to join the class at a particular time. But we do understand some of us work, we're in different time zones, we're cut across various countries. The classes are 25% online, and we do appreciate you have your jobs and different time zones. So what we do recommend that you if you cannot join the class, you each time you need to participate by just logging in and leaving it like that, because we want to see that you are committed to the class. Attendance form part of the assessments. And as I said, Martha will speak more on that. We don't write exams, so you just have assignments. 25% of it's around assignments. We do really want you to collaborate with other students, meet other people. Like I had earlier said, part of the ways that students are successful is the people you know. I was speaking with somebody yesterday, and he was trying to get a job as a data business analyst. And he was saying he was applying, it wasn't easy. And I told him that, today, more than 50, in my estimation, 50% of people who get jobs, you see jobs on LinkedIn or you see jobs on Indeed, is really more from relationships and networking beyond just having the qualifications. So you need to network, and you try to do some, most importantly, the practical research and the applications. So our programs, these are our programs. We have other programs, but the one you're looking at is the certificate in business administration. That's the one for this orientation. But we definitely have other programs around project management, ministry, and MBA, oil and gas, and other courses. And the beautiful thing, if you successfully finish this program, you will be eligible to do our to get the Google certification course. The course is typically directly from Google, around probably $300, but you'll be able to enroll. We would enroll you for free as a student, because we give all our students, the opportunity to do the Google certification courses if they have successfully completed any of our other courses. So you would have that opportunity when you finish this course. So you see that the certificate in business, office admin, leadership, and theology. Really, those are just the four courses that you're really going to be working on. You're going to have a course around business, around office admin. Today, everybody needs to know how to run an office using Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Excel, Word, or Google, Google's Workspace. That's Google Slides, Google Sheets, and Google Docs. So you need the office admin. You learn about leadership. Leadership is all about influencing people. And you also learn about God from the perspective of other religions and faiths, but very importantly, from the perspective of Christianity. And the orientation starts today, as you can see. So like I said, those are the four courses you will be learning, and the duration is for 3 months. Now we have a diversity of students. So far, we have students from 58 countries. I don't know, like Martha usually would ask us to write our names and our countries we're from, just to see the diversity. So I could ask us to do that. Just write your name and the countries you're from on the chat group, just to give you an idea of the diversity of people in this class, in this course. And that's the beauty. And diversity is very beautiful because you would see different cultures, different people. I do give a very, I share this example many times. So you can see that definitely I am African. I'm from the African race. But you see, when you're but okay, but I live in North America. So when you in North America, when you speak to people, they want you to look at them in the eyes. That's a sign of being honest or being truthful. So when I speak to you, I look at you in the eyes, it means that I'm being honest with you. But for many of us from Asian and African and perhaps Middle East cultures, when we speak to people, we bow our heads a bit down because we want to show respect. And it's misunderstood. If you look at someone in the eye in some of the Asian and African cultures, it seemed to be disrespectful. But in the Western culture, it seems to be untruthful. So you could see how different cultures have different ways in which people see things, and that's the beautiful thing is you should be able to mix with other cultures and see other cultures and what they do. Now, I always like to share this. This is the Bloom's taxonomy. That's just taxonomy, just means classification, and this is how the way to learn. And it's like it's a pyramid, and we most of us are from again developing countries here. And in the pyramid of Bloom's taxonomy, the level one learning is really remembering. So when you learn, you want to memorize what you learn because you cannot reproduce what you don't remember, or you cannot apply what you don't remember. So that's good, but that's just the first level of learning, which is to recall the fact. Then you move to the level two, which is you want to be able to explain, you want to understand, you want to comprehend what you've learned. That's level two. Level three is you want to apply, use the information to solve a problem. Very, very important, level three. We really are big on problem solving. Now you've understood you want to solve problems. Level four, you want to be able to draw connections and see relationships. That's analyzing. You solve problems and you want to see how you can link it with bigger problems. Level five, you want to have a position because many times you will need to take a stand to say, okay, I've looked at it, I've done my research, I've done my investigation, and I'm taking a position. And the final level, which is what I really want to emphasize on, you want to create something. You want to be able to produce something. That's the highest level of learning, the ability to solve a problem, to create a solution. The world is begging for problems in many of our societies and many of our countries. And we don't emphasize only just on academic excellence because if you have 1,000 or 2,000 pages thesis that nobody reads but ends up in the archive of a library, but you are able to solve one problem by just taking one child, educating one child, giving one child the opportunity to have education. Educating one child has more value but 1,000 pages of text and nobody will ever read. So we're very big on solving problems and in creating value. As I round up, I'm just giving, I'll give you two quick stories. One of Mario like Lachushi, and he was a janitor. A janitor is, somebody who cleans um in in an organization. So he was a janitor in IBM, and in the 1970s. So he was just cleaning the offices. IBM is one of the biggest tech companies that makes hardware hardware computers, and the 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 IT technicians and the technical inclined staff, they were struggling with, they used to use punch cards. So the equivalent of punch cards today maybe would be like a hard drive. You have a hard disk, or your phone hard disk, your phone drive, sorry, your the extra drive on your phone, or your computer hard disk. So just a storage space for data, for information. And this were very large and very inclined to errors. And he wasn't a technical person. He wasn't a computer scientist. He was just a janitor, just somebody who cleans the office. But just by observation, he just observes as he cleans the office. He observes what the technical guys were doing, and he gave them an idea. And he said that if they could make the disk smaller and create more space to check the codes, that could solve the problem that they had. And IBM tried it, and the idea worked. And just by doing that, he was able to get a patent, and he became extremely wealthy and successful just by observing. So there are problems around you, around your society, around where you are. Just by observation, just by looking at those problems, you could be able to create great value. I also give another example. I just It's not on the slide, but it's is uh someone, this boy from Malawi. You might have heard of him, William Kwamba. So he's a Malawi boy. So what was the problem is that, he was from a village in Malawi, Matas Masitala, was a village in Malawi, and they had there was a poor village, they lacked electricity, and they couldn't pump water to power. Did not have power, pump water, or to power their basic appliances. So the boy was a teenager, just at 14 years old, and he used scraps uh, uh, to build a windmill. And you can see there, he used like a bicycle, part of a bicycle. He used fan blades. He used PVC pipes, and he used wood, very non-expensive materials. And he got his inspiration from a book. He just went, not long lessons, just one book he saw in his local library on how to generate energy. And at the end of the day, the impact he made, that the the windmill he created was successfully able to power light and radios. And some of us here are from Malawi. um Power light and radios in his village, and they were also able to irrigate the farmland. He inspired people all over the world. um his story has been mentioned on TED Talks. TED Talks. There's a book about him. There's a Netflix film about him. And just by solving a problem, just by looking at a problem within his environment, William was able to impact the whole world. And that's what we do sincerely encourage you to do, is look within where you are and see what you could create, what value you can create by the education you have. And William did not go to university, didn't have special education, just picking up one book and being able to apply what he had learned, even by using even the the limited resources that he had at his disposal. So thank you, and I'm going to yield down to Phil to continue the presentation.
Greetings from the United Kingdom. Thank you very much for that. I listen to that every time. It's always a little bit different, and I always take away something different from the presentation there. So thank you very much for that. And many congratulations to having so many people on this call, which is incredible to think that you've exceeded the Zoom limit, and I'm in awe of you for taking part and giving up your time to engage in this next level of your learning. I'm here to talk a little bit about learning and education and knowledge in general terms. And I firmly believe that education is the key to life. It's all about your individual growth as a person. It's about your advancing your society and community that you live in and improving that community. It's also about your personal empowerment, enabling you to make a difference, like those two people we've just heard about, people from fairly humble backgrounds who've made significant difference to the world in general. So I just watched, I was just flying to Dubai a couple of weeks ago, and I watched a program about Benjamin Franklin. He's one of those people are famous for all sorts of things. One of the founding fathers of the United States of America. He was a printer by training, by profession. He was a slave owner, something which he bitterly kind of regretted, and he became involved in the abolition of slavery. But he was fundamentally, in his early days, a slave owner. He grew in all sorts of ways. And I'm wearing a pair of glasses. And any of you who've got bifocal glasses can thank Benjamin Franklin, as he was a pioneer in improving people's eyesight through the development of glasses, and particularly the bifocals. But that quote there is for one that I think is the most important. You're all business orientated people, but an investment in knowledge will pay you the best interest, better than the Bank of England, better than the bank of your country, I'm sure, certainly better than my bank, HSBC. That investment in knowledge will pay you the best interest. And then the person that I've always said that if I had the opportunity to have a dinner with anybody, Nelson Mandela would be the person I personally choose because of his, I think, his forgiving nature. Somebody who's been locked up for such a long time to come and lead South Africa, which he did so magnificently. And he said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And he was very much right in that. Next slide, thank you. Okay, it'd be great for me to spend the next 10 minutes reading that to you, but you can read it yourselves, and you can have a copy of it, I'm sure, at the end of the presentation. But I think I want to pick out a couple of important things there that I think we mentioned earlier, that you're people that are heading down a business orientated route, and it is that education that gives health and prosperity. I think those two elements, health and prosperity are two of the key values of education. The others are very important: economic growth, crop yields, peace particularly. But I think that the health and prosperity are two of the key elements, that having a good education and you're taking that next step on your own personal journey. And hopefully that will be at the back of your mind always, will be that moral and ethical compass, which says that whatever I do, hopefully will make people healthier, make people happier, and make people, less poor than they are at the moment. I walked through the city of Newcastle, where I live nearby, and walked through yesterday, and I find it incredible that in the fifth richest country in the world, by some measures, certainly one of the wealthiest countries in the world, I passed at least 20 people begging in the streets of Newcastle, who are either homeless or have extreme poverty, which is bizarre in a country as wealthy as we are. So thank you. Next slide, please. So I don't regard postgraduate. Some people regard postgraduate as being graduate from university. I don't. I regard postgraduate education that takes you on to the next level. So if you're a primary educated person, that's the highest level. When you go to secondary education, you're a postgraduate. And wherever you are, wherever you've come from, you are now in that postgraduate. You've graduated from one educational course, and now you're moving towards another one, which may complement what you're already doing. It may take you in a completely different direction, but certainly listening to the foundation of the course that you're studying now, those things are going to be very important in terms of it will help you with your daily life, your time management, your research, your presentation skills, your writing skills, your thinking skills, your critical thinking, your problem solving. And all the time, you should always feel that's, I think, one of the most important things is having that time to think, that time to reflect on what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you can improve it. The great scientist Albert Einstein, one of possibly the greatest physicists of the 20th century, when he used to come home from school, you may do this with your own children, those of you that have children of school age going to school, and you may ask them, what did you do in school today? Albert Einstein's mother never asked him that. Albert Einstein's mother asked him every single day, what questions did you ask in school today, Albert? And Albert Einstein always said that no problem can withstand a good thinking. So when you've got a problem, you're faced with a problem, whether it be writing an essay or whether it be a financial issue that you're thinking about, a new project, take time to think, because no problem can withstand a good thinking. Remember the great man Albert Einstein when you're thinking about how you might solve problems. Next slide, please. So again, I know this may be for some of you a bit in the distant future, or it may be something you're thinking about now. But if you get the opportunity to take a master's degree, an undergraduate degree, then a postgraduate degree, a master's degree, that's I found this can really help you with your career development. Whatever your particular skills, whatever your particular strengths are, that taking a master's degree can seriously help you in terms of your impact on other people, your employability, your financial viability, and increases your life options that you have. So my encouragement to you is always, I heard about one or two of the other courses that are available and know of ones that Faith Leeds University do, and take every advantage you can of enhancing your skills, enhancing your certification, because that's the way that you will improve your employability, improve your salary, and improve the options that are open to you. But the most important thing is always to have that passion for learning. Every day, try to learn something new, something different, interrogate things, ask questions, ask for answers. Thank you. So any kind of postgraduate education that you're doing, as I said, whether it be from primary to secondary to undergraduate, or whether it be a certification course like this, they can only enhance your professional skills. It will open up new worlds to you, open up new opportunities. And you think now that we can access, I heard Harvard mentioned a little earlier, Harvard are very busy at the moment suing the Trump administration over issues with recruitment and finance and funding. But given that Harvard is still possibly one of the most well-known universities in the world, you can access lectures, courses, programs from Harvard from your home, whether it be in Malawi or whether it be here in the United Kingdom or whether it be in Korea. You can access all these fabulous talks, lectures, TED Talks we heard mentioned earlier. So this will give you a chance to really open up new opportunities, networking, as well as developing your particular passion for business administration. So take every opportunity you can, but also I think there's a danger with online learning that you can become a little bit insular. You can just kind of do it in your own room, your own bedroom, your own dining room, your own space, whatever you have available in a library or in a cafe, wherever you do your learning. But meet with other people, network with other people, set up chat groups, talk to one another, participate in those lessons that are provided for you, even like this one where 100 of us are gathered, at least 100 of us are gathered from all over the world. Next slide, please. So again, just to reiterate a few of those points, that it means that you're distance learning this particular certificate or the courses you do, it's more effective, more efficient in terms of time management, in terms of fitting in with family and community commitments, and you can develop a range of skills and opportunities, courses. I do a number of edX courses. If you haven't come across edX, then please look at that ED-X, edX, EDX courses, very good indeed. And take every opportunity you can to make good use of your online learning, research in depth. Okay, thank you. I think that's probably it for me. Just one last point before I go, just to reiterate that education is a gift. It's a pathway to really divine success and community happiness. It will lead to that path of prosperity for you. It will help you discover your true self. And it's a fundamental foundation. And importantly, it's the line between right and wrong. Enjoy and take every advantage you can. Pleasure to meet you, all of you, and good day.
Phil Garner, international educational consultant and a lifelong learner. Thank you so much, Phil, for the wealth of knowledge you always share with us. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, a lot of you came after my first announcement, so I'm going to repeat some of the things I said earlier. We will be sending out these slides and the video after the orientation program. We ask all students to have their names fully written out as your display names. For those of you on YouTube, you can just put it as a comment, your name, and perhaps where you're signed in from. Now I'm going to share with you some important information and next steps that you should know. It is a 3-month program, so we typically just give a couple more weeks at the end for students to tidy and catch up, to tidy up any loose ends and catch up so that they can graduate. I believe that all of you should have accepted your offer. That is the first thing you should have done after receiving your offer letter. Then every student should have a functional email address. That is our principal way of communicating with students. Students should have a functional computer. You can, some use laptops, some use their mobile devices. That is okay, but the best experience will be from a laptop, but you can use your handheld device, and you will need internet connection. Now, other things that we would like you to take note of is that if you still have outstanding documentation to submit, you will need to have that submitted before graduation. Paul had talked about this earlier, and I would like to reiterate that attendance is compulsory. So it's a great thing that you're attending this orientation, because the attendance actually begins with this orientation. We expect students to attend classes. So typically what you would see is that for most courses, you would have a minimum of 3 webinars. That's 3 live sessions in the whole course of the program. For some, it's 4, some it's 5, but a minimum of 3. So it's not too heavy having you come in and log in for the synchronous part. So our programs are asynchronous and synchronous. That means for part of it, you can work through it on your own. And for part of it, you have to come together as a class to do the work at the same time. As Paul mentioned, this is the 5th point as well, that for students who will be graduating from this program, you will have credits to transfer if you wish to go ahead and take our master's program. So 2 of our courses qualify for that. That's the leadership course and the theology course. I hope that is understood. Next slide, please. A lot of you have had experiences in online learning because it's quite a ubiquitous venture at the moment. But for some of you, this is perhaps new. And we have provided 2 online resources, learning books that we would want you to please take time to read. This will help you to prepare for the certificate program. And we always say that one virtue that's very important for people studying online is discipline. Now, we will provide a class schedule. This will be sent out as well as all the other materials that we'll be sending before the program starts. However, we encourage students to actually have their own personal study timetable. Now, learning from home, there are a lot of distractions, but having a scheduled time for when you will take time to attend to your courses can actually make the difference between those that succeed and those that don't. And we always tell students that when you leave things, when you procrastinate, which is another thing that you should please avoid for online learning, procrastination. When you procrastinate, what happens is that at the end, towards the end of the course, the program, you will find yourself trying to catch up, trying to rush through, and the quality of your output, the quality of your assessments is usually not very good. So please, every week you will have assigned tasks, and we implore you to please take time to attend to it as and when due. That makes the difference between those that succeed and those that don't. Next slide, please. Oh, yes. So how do we learn? How are we going to communicate all this knowledge? We have a learning management system called Moodle, and I'll just let Paul tell us a bit about this.
Thank you, Martha. To be able to navigate our learning management system, you need to go to FLU.education here. You go to dashboard and you go to Moodle login. And it'll bring you to the Moodle login page. You can log in. And when you log in, you can see my courses. You can open a course and you could start learning. Now, don't worry, everything will be sent to us by the administrator, and you'll have all the instructions on how to log into the learning management system. But you can also find the information here still on dashboard. You could go to Moodle navigation and you can see on how to log in the first time, reset your password if you need to, and other information around logging in. Also on the dashboard, you'll see the Moodle mobile. It shows how you can install the mobile app and how you could also use the web browser on your mobile phone in case the app doesn't work. So all this will be sent to us via email. Thank you, and back to you, Martha.
Thank you. I just want to reiterate some of the information I've put out this morning. It's morning here. Okay, so after this meeting, we will be sending out an email. It will contain important information on your next steps. It will contain information, videos about how to navigate the Moodle, the learning management platform. It'll tell you how to join some of the chat groups, because that will be your main communication. That's for students communicating with each other. So we will employ you to please take time between now and before classes start to go over all these information. That would help you. However, we are here to support you. We have IT support. We have administrative team support. So you can send messages even after this question and answer time. You can still send questions to the admin team and they will guide you through. So for academic learning. This is an academic exercise. Plagiarism, the use of AI, copying other students' work, all these are not tolerated. And we do have some consequences for students who consistently use AI to do their work. Now, what we say about AI is AI can give you ideas, AI can guide you, but we do not expect people to copy and paste what AI provides. That is not going to help you to learn. When you do have assignments to submit, we would expect you to have it typed out with an Arial or Times Roman font. And typically it's 12 point size. Some instructors will have something different, so just look out for what the instructions for that assignment is. We also employ you to title your work, avoid slang expressions. Please use available online materials to check the quality of your work. You should not have typing errors, grammar errors. All these can be worked on using online tools that help you to check your typing and your grammar. And our referencing style is the APA 7th edition. There is a hyperlink there that if you click, it could give you more information about the referencing style. Now, for all our courses, we have group assignments, group work. Phil talked about it, that it can be an insular experience when students learn from remote locations. So we try to safeguard against this by having students come together to do teamwork. Now, you can imagine that someone in Myanmar and someone in Malawi have different time zones. And when you have to work together, it can be a bit of a challenge. But this is part of the learning experience we want you to take away from this. We believe that as a team, as a group, so typically you should have a team leader, and you should come together and agree on a suitable time when you can all do your work. And what we expect is at the end of this assignment, only the team leader will submit the group work. So if you have 10 people in a group, we do not expect 10 assignments submitted, but the team leader will submit the assignment and have the names of the group members listed out. Now, another thing we do practice here is that we will expect that participation will be recorded. So if you have a team member that did not attend the meetings, did not contribute to that teamwork, that should be indicated in that group assignment. So if you have Mr. B and he didn't show up, you would say, oh, Mr. B's participation is about 10%. And this will also reflect in the grade. So please take note of this. Next slide, please. Okay, more important notices. We encourage students to please have their student IDs on all communications, formal communications. So when you're sending an email, please write the name of your program, because we have students in other programs. And then you also write out your student ID. This helps us to attend to your inquiry much more efficiently. If you change your email information, please let us know. Send us an email to that effect. I've talked about the group assignments already, and we said already that having this group work is one of the ways we use for students to collaborate. And this helps students to feel less isolated working from remote locations. Next slide, please. Social experience. For many students that learn from different places, online learning, one of the fundamental problems they have talked about is they feel isolated. So Faith Leads University, we have tried to attend to that problem. One, by having you work in teams doing group assignments, but we also encourage you, like Phil had mentioned, please go ahead and open other chat groups that you may want. We also help with the WhatsApp chat group to have students communicate. And the Moodle learning system also has a chat platform. So please make use of that, integrate, come together, and get to know somebody in another country outside your country. Thank you very much. I think this wraps up my section, and we will take the questions and answers now.
So I'm going to take based on the hands up. So in no particular order, I'll start with Mukasa Richard. So Richard, please, we can have your question.
Okay, my question is about the IDs, student IDs. Then the other thing is when we speak to the administrators, they take time to answer us. Like I spoke to the administrators for some help, but they don't answer in time. And also, this is a universal class. How, for example, if lecturers from the US, how shall we get into live sessions with them? Yet in some countries, for example, right now in the UK, I think it is in the morning, but for us here, it is in the afternoon or in the evening. So how are we going to go about that?
Okay. The first comment on the administrators not answering. How did you communicate?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Richard. How did you communicate to the administrator? And what was your question that was not answered? Hello, Richard, are you there? Okay, it appears you're mute, but I would have been interested. So the best way, like Martha had shared, is to send an email, because the administrators have the target that within 24 hours they should respond to every email. So if you send an email to this admin matter info info@flu.education, you should have a response. So I wish you could tell us how you sent the information so that we can investigate that. But that's typically the culture. Secondly, regarding the time zones, I did mention that we are all in different time zones, and we understand that it's going to be difficult, but we do appeal to you to, within your practical means, to try to join the classes. The classes are recorded, you can watch them later, but we do take scores for attendance. And to show commitment, for instance, let's assume you're at work and you cannot join the class. What you could do is just join in Zoom to record your attendance to show you actually committed to the class. Then later on, you can watch the video. But not to show up at all, it implies that you're not even committed to it. So there could be some sacrifice, but it's just 3 months. And it wouldn't be perfect for everybody to find the same time, but we all try to work around it to give it the best. Okay, I see Stephen Bida James. Stephen, you can take the next question. You can unmute and speak. Stephen, are people allowed to unmute, please? Yes. Stephen, can you unmute and speak? You need to unmute your mic if you want to speak. Okay, I move on to Jason. Jason Smith, can you unmute?
Good day. Can you guys hear me on the other side?
Yes, we can hear you, Jason. Please go ahead.
Okay, so the question that I have is, once I finish the 3 months program, the certificate bowl program in business administration, will I be eligible after graduation? Will I be eligible, automatically be eligible to enroll in the master's program?
The certificate program is not a degree, it's just a certificate. And for the master's, you would require a first degree. So do you have a first degree?
I don't have a first degree yet, but applied
Yes.
for I
Yeah.
applied for undergraduate degree in human resources management, which is starting next year, January of
So
2026,
okay, because you will need your undergraduate degree to apply for a master's. So
for the masters.
yes, but you would be exempted in two courses. Um, the both has four courses, and two of those courses are repeated in the master's level. So the advantage of the both to the master's is you'd have two courses exempted. You don't have to repeat them at the master's level, but definitely you would need your master's in human resources or some other related field to continue to have you need your bachelor's, forgive me, you need your undergraduate degree in human resources or a related field to be eligible for the masters.
Okay, understood. And there was one more question I also wanted to ask. Um, so once I've finished with this program, is this program recognized worldwide? Like in every country, every every
That
continent?
that's a good question, and I had spoken to that when I spoke about accreditation. So we are accredited with ASIC, but
Yes, that
recognition is subjective. So I would say you have to check with who you want to recognize it. Imagine you're doing this for your employer. Imagine you're already working, and you
yes.
could send them our website and say, look at the school, look at the accreditation they have, look at what they do. If I do a program, would you recognize it? And many people have, we've gotten people who had, sorry, there's a lot of background noise. We've gotten people who have received promotions and who have received recognition. And we've also gotten people who, some people have said no, because we are not accredited in the US, we're accredited in UK. And for those people, that's why it's a lot of background noise. Please, could we mute the background? Admin, help us mute the background. Could we? So for those people, you could explore having University of San Diego. So everything is on our website. If you go to the accreditation page and partnership, everything is on our website and all the documents are there. So we would strongly advise if you want to use it for a career growth or a promotion or something, it's always good to check, because many organizations are subjective and we cannot determine what they will accept or what they will not accept. But within the laws, we are registered in Florida and accredited with ASIC, and that's good enough. But some people may still desire more. So we ask you to please check so that you're comfortable with what we have. Thank you, Jason. We have a lot of questions here. Uh,
Okay, thank you. Yes, can I ask one last question, please?
okay, please go ahead. Take the last
Okay,
question.
so once I've done this program, when I complete this program, will I be able to apply? Will I be able to apply in a different country for a opportunity, like a placement opportunity or something?
So with this program, Jason, you also can do our Google certificates. Google is internationally accredited. So what I had mentioned when I was sharing was a lot of opportunities is based on competence. If you are able to demonstrate value and they see that you can solve their problems, many organizations will, it's usually governments that may say, okay, do you have this checklist for government and immigration purposes? But if it is for work related purposes, most employers will look at your competence and it's okay, you have this because this is a certificate course and you don't need to even anybody, any institution can give certificates. You don't have to be a university to even offer certificates. So you could do a certificate course with just a training institute. You understand? And it's recognized. So I would say if you focus on the competence and the value and you do apply because it's US based, I say, okay, let's see what you can do. And you could, I also encourage you to try out one of the Google certificates to match it with this one. I believe that with God's favor, you would get opportunities. People have definitely gotten opportunities from taking our courses and have gotten promotions and have gotten opportunities. So the answer is yes, but it's not like I had said, even if you went to Harvard, it's not automatic. It doesn't mean you go to this school, you automatically get a job. There's still hard work, there's still God's favor. they still other factors beyond just the certificate. Yeah, so the certificate cannot guarantee for any school. There are other factors that guarantee, but you can do your best. But if the question has have other people done it, the answer is yes. But in your own case, we also trust that other factors, with God's help, could make it happen.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason. So I take the next person, Adegbile Joseph. You can unmute, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Thank
Can
you,
you hear
sir.
me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
My question is, thank you for this opportunity. We really appreciate it. But my question is, how to actually follow up with students who may actually be having some challenges, going through this course, probably because of one thing or the other, probably internet issues or any unforeseen circumstances. So I'm just thinking that for how long, because you said that attendance is compulsory. If, for instance, a student miss a class for 1, 2, or how many times can a student miss a class and then you said, okay, the admission is forfeited, or is there anything like that so that students will know that, okay, if I miss class today, next one I must not miss it for whatever may be the case, so that we will be able to plan ahead and then we know what we are getting into. Of course, all of us, we have our own different priorities and all of that, but I just want you to help us so that you just give us that thumb up or something else up so that we know what we are getting into. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Can I
thank
take
you,
this
Mr.
one,
Joseph.
Paul? Can I take this?
Okay, go ahead, Martha. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Joseph, for your question. So part of what we're offering is not just academic accomplishments, but also professional ethics training. So what we expect from students, if you cannot make a live session, is to simply send us an email or send it by WhatsApp, but please communicate. That is extremely important. However, we do expect 100% attendance, but we do know that things happen, life happens, and people are in different time zones, different parts of the world. So we can understand, but the key thing is let us know if you're unable to make a class or you have some issues with your internet. And we do have all the support emails here. Please take note of them. And we're sending out the slide, so you will have this information. IT support, administrative support. Thank you. Next question from Yaya Bio. Yaya Bio, please.
Sorry, Martha, I just want to add to that. Hold on, Yaya,
Okay.
please. Sorry, Joseph, just to also say that we are reasonable. Classes are 100%, but we're reasonable. Just do your best and try to attend as many as you can. And if you can't attend all, there will be some reason, but it doesn't mean that people don't attend any and they will expect to graduate. Thank you. Because Yaya, go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Alma. Yeah, the question that I wanted to ask was about the attendance and assignment. And I think Ma have already spoke on that. But I want to put this across again. For instance, like sometimes I'm from the Gambia actually. You can see sometimes internet can be fluctuating like sometimes. But I think the best option that Ma put across this, if anything that you have internet issues and other issues, the best way is to communicate via email at the email and tell this is my problem. That's where I wanted to come in, and also attendance and assignment submission. You know, sometimes, for example, out of experience, I did one online course, but there's a time frame for you to submit an assignment. And then unfortunately, the internet was fluctuating, and you cannot attend the classes, and the internet was also fluctuating. So is there any room again? For example, when there's unless you have to submit this assignment by 12 p.m. GMT, and then unfortunately, at your country, you were having an internet breakdown and you are unable to send your assignments. Understand? Is there any room again for you to be sending these assignments, or the same way as Ma put across? Are you going to write email and explain this situation, and so that your lecturer or the department can give you that time frame so that you can be able to send your assignment and it will be considered? Again, for the same thing, attendance also. And then I'm a working class person, and then I work, sometimes I may be having a meeting in other departments. So maybe due to the time differences, when my classes should have start by 11 a.m. and unfortunately I'm having a meeting in one office, so I cannot maybe go live, or I cannot go, or I cannot join the classes. So is it that there will be the same way again? I can write email and said, this is my situation right now, but I will follow up whatever have been discussed. I think there's going to be recording of the classes, which after I can have access to, and then do whatever I need to do. So those are the two things that I want to ask. I think Ama and Sah have already give there, but that my emphasis is on about, like, if those things happens, is there any room again for you to do what you need to do again? Thank you.
Martha, you want to take it or should I take it?
I thought you would go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Aya. The first comment is 80% of us here are from developing countries where the internet is not very stable. And it's not your fault. So we do totally understand. So if you have internet issues, it's understandable. In terms of like an assignment deadline, like I said, we're reasonable. You can communicate and said, I was trying to submit, could you meet the deadline one day, not like 1 month after, let's say like a day after. And of course, we would consider we are reasonable. Always remember that we're reasonable. So that can be sorted out. Then I had already addressed your second question while I was presenting to say that if you are at work, just join. You can log in and show your presence. It's better than sending an email again. We don't also want too many emails. So if you're at work, if you are busy, if you cannot attend because you're having something else, so join the class and be silent. You don't have to contribute. So you've already solved the problem. You've registered your presence. You've clocked in. Then you can take your time and watch and study and learn what was said, what was discussed, what were the exchanges during the class. So that would be better because you've shown commitments. So we do recognize, like you said, people are working, people have other things that they are doing, and we don't want this course to be intrusive on their lives. And if we made it 100% asynchronous, meaning you learn on your own, we feel that you won't have the advantage of collaborating with other people. And that's why we also put live sessions so that it could be collaboration like we're doing. If this was online and we just sent you this video, you won't be able to ask these questions. We won't have an exchange. You just watch the video and you walk away. So that's why we also think to balance it, we have this. Okay, thank you, Yaya. We go to Nathan.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Nathan, okay, we'll try and finish in the next 15 minutes so that we should, there's some chats too. So Nathan, please go ahead very quickly.
All right, my question is about exams. I didn't hear anyone mention about how exams will be conducted. Are going to be having individual exams? And will there be any money, any payments in order for us to get our transcripts? And what is the grading system are you using? Thank you.
Okay, so First question, no exams. You're assessed by your assignments, you're assessed by your group work, you're assessed by your attendance. So this is to encourage you that passing is not what we think is the priority, but creating value and learning. Because sometimes people just focus on an exam to pass and they are not learning. So you are assessed by quizzes, assignments, and other ways, and not by exams. The second question, there is no payment. The course is free. You get your certificate. If you want some added services, like you want us to send a transcript to somebody, now that is added service. We would require a token for added services. But to learn and get the documents that you've learned and walk away, it's free. But you want something extra from us, you would need to pay for anything extra. And forgot, what was the third comment you asked, Nathan?
Oh, my
was the-
third was about the grading systems, things like
Yes, the grading
distinction,
system.
merit,
Yeah, so the
awards.
grading system is 5 points. It's on our website. If you go to the footer of our website, you'll see the grading system. So it's you see how we grade. It's 5 points, and there's excellence, is very good. Yeah, it's all on our website. I would maybe have just shown it here. Yeah, but you can see it on our website on the way under academics, the grading rubric. If you okay, let me see if you can see my screen. I'm going to our website here. So this is our website. You just go to the base here and you can see the grading rubric here. So you can read it, excellent 80 to 10, based on all this knowledge, organization, communication and application. So you can see all the scores, A+, A. So everything is on the website. You could take your time and check it, the rubric there. Yeah. Okay, so we have just present it.
Let me come in here a bit. Florence is asking again, do we need to pay to receive your transcript? Yes, for a transcript, it's $20. But let us be clear, when you are done, when you complete your program, you will get a certificate of award. You will get a certificate of award, and that is free. It's at no cost. However, if you want a verifiable certificate, it's $50, and if you want a transcript, it's $20. But you do not have to request for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha, for the clarification. Yeah.
Burma Yanta, can you go ahead and unmute?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. This is Birma Yamta from Nigeria speaking.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so my question is directly to Ms. Martha, based on what she said, that there's an assignment whereby we do it as a group. So, and you maybe in a group of 10, then there will be a leader that will as in submit the assignment at the end of the day. So my own is based on the assignment. That's the first question. Then how do we get is there material going to send to us after every classes, or is just being a recorded section? So that's my question.
If I understand your question, so we have course contents uploaded. Paul went through very briefly, how to access the Learning Moodle, right? And we are going to send out a video that's going to give you detailed guidance on how to access the learning Moodle. When you access the Moodle, you will see the course content for each week. And so you can go ahead and attend to it and learn. And then sometimes we do have the live classes. So that's how it works. I don't think there was a question about, did you ask any question again about how to navigate the group work?
Yeah, the group work. I just want to be clear about the group work.
Basically, sorry to interject. Basically, every instructor will give you instructions. Okay, so before any group assignment, you will see clear instructions. And we are going to put you in groups. So we will guide you to understand how to navigate that particular assignment. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You'll be guided, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we take Cloven?
Yes, good afternoon to everyone.
Hi, Cloven, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just have some number of questions to clarify myself and maybe some other persons also. The first that I wish to ask is just a follow-up from what Jackson did ask. The first is concerning the bachelor degree. How long for someone to leave the certificate degree to the bachelor and up to the master's? What does it take?
The certificate program is 3 months, right?
Yeah.
But I will go ahead and say this. I think our next master program begins in January, if I'm right, Cynthia?
Okay.
So if you want to join the master's program, this is, we're in October. What do you think, Paul? Can they join if they just began? If you're qualified, first of all, like Paul said, you need your first, your bachelor's. You must have a bachelor's degree before you can.
Do. Yeah, I do.
Okay, fine. So you do have the option to say, okay, I do not want to continue with the certificate program. I want to join the master's. So that is entirely up to you. That's okay. However, if you do not have a first degree, then it's better you, of course, go ahead and complete the certificate program. We do not have bachelor's at the moment. We do have an associate degree, which is just starting. That's for 2 years, and you will need an additional 2 years in another institution before you get a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
There is also the option of doing them, both of them at the same time. We don't stop you from doing that. If for instance, you've not completed your bolt and you want to do the master's, if it's available, if you're qualified, you're free, provided you can manage the workload. So it's up to you. But I will strongly recommend to go to the website. You would see all the requirements on the, if you open a course, you look at the prospectus, you'd see all the details and what is required and who is eligible for admission. So that way you check it in detail.
Okay. My next question goes like this. Since we are doing a certificate in business administration, and sometimes we requires, as is being said, the skills what we require best. Do you people offer a letter for someone to use for an internship?
We do, but you will have to have completed a program with us.
Okay, so until the end of the program before a letter of internship can be offered?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And that would be at a cost, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, please go ahead. Just have
I said, does it incur a cost to have the letter for an internship?
Yes, when you request a reference or something such as that from us, it's about $50, I believe. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
My next question goes, can someone still join the program that since we are just starting now, can someone join? Can someone recommend to another person to join the program?
This class is closed. The intake for
Okay.
this certificate is closed, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
Frederick. Frederick, would you like to unmute and please go on?
Good evening or good afternoon, wherever you are, or good morning, because here is just good evening. My question was regarding my brothers, just the first question about if you have a degree, you already have a degree, can you straight away or attend to the distance MBA, because that's what I'm looking forward to. But then I will send my documents through the email to my administrator so that I'll communicate to him or her to know more about this one. If I can just attend to the MBA straight away, then I will just skip this one and start the MBA in January.
Okay, but Paul did mention that you can do both of them concurrently, so it's entirely up to you. But you will need to apply for the MBA admission. Yes. Thank you. Let's see some of the questions on the chat. I think we've answered. When are we starting classes?
Sorry,
I
can
think
Cynthia?
it's
Cynthia wanted to clarify. Cynthia, can you clarify? She said the issue of certificates and payments. Could you clarify that, Cynthia, please, so that it's clear?
All right, sir. Okay, for the certificates, anyone who requests for it or you're in need of it, you have to pay a fee of $50. But the program report, at the end of the program, once you've completed all requirements, you get that free. So that's the document you get at the end of your program. But the certificate is paid for $50. And the recommendation letter is $20. If you need a reference letter from us, you pay the sum of $20 for that.
So why we're extra clarifying is that the program is free. Added services are paid for. That's just what you should understand. To learn and get a program report, you don't pay anything. But when you begin to ask for value, more services, and people are going to take their time, their effort, their resources, then it will come at a charge. Just so that we're clear and that there's no ambiguity. And we do it as a mission. We do it as unto God to provide these services for free. But if you want something more, then there would be a payment. Yeah, please, you can go ahead. Thank you.
Hello.
Please go on.
Hello.
If you have a question, go on.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Akire Chuta from Nigeria. Yes, I just heard from Martha that I can go ahead to do my MBA, and then at the same time I can do the both certificate. So if I want to apply for the MBA, where should I go to do that?
It's on our website.
Okay.
If you go to our website, yes, you will see the program offerings and you can go ahead and select the MBA.
Yeah, I'll just show us again. This is our website here. You can see the website here. Just go to programs, you can click all programs. I can just click all programs here and you see all the programs here. And the MBA is right here. And you open up the MBA. What I would recommend you to do is watch the video, read the prospectus before applying. So watch the video, read the prospectus, then you see all the programs in the MBA. So like Martha said, let's read as much as possible what's on the website. And the deadline for application is November 4th for the next batch. So we still have time if we're interested. Okay. Sorry, we can continue.
Okay, Rachel wants to clarify, yes, this is a 3-month program, Rachel. And Philip wanted to know, could you just hold on, please? Thank you. Philip wanted to know, are we going to get our transcript after completion of the course? You would get a report, certificate of award after you complete the course. I'm just going through the communication on the chat page. Okay, I think that's about it. Yes, please go ahead. And this will be the last question. What I would say is, please, if you have any further inquiries, could you kindly send us an email and we will be so happy to respond. We had one more question, please. Was that from Daniel, or is Daniel going to answer? Beg your pardon, ask a question?
We have
okay, well,
Clothing.
Alyssa, could you go ahead?
And Alyssa.
Okay, okay. Alyssa from Nigeria, that's a question I put on the chat. When are we starting the classes? Okay, when are we starting, please? Thank you.
That's been answered. 3rd of November, I believe. You will have a class schedule that would provide you information of when your classes will start and progress.
How about
okay, thank you.
When is the class starting?
The Master's in Business Administration begins next year, January.
For how long? What period?
It's a 1-year program.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
So I recommend you join the WhatsApp. Since I believe there's a WhatsApp group, I recommend you join the WhatsApp group, and we can ask all the questions on the WhatsApp group. Our admin team has just informed me now that our procedure is to complete one program before joining the other. I did mention you could do them simultaneously. So if you want to do the masters, the Bolt, if you want to do the masters, perhaps you just step down on Bolt and go straight for the masters, or you do the Bolts. Yeah, so that's what. Victory, if you are here, can you speak to that, please? Because I just want to make sure that I'm saying the right thing.
Okay, yes, sir. So the procedure is that we do not typically have dual enrollment. So for the Bolt program specifically, if you want to do the Bolt program and the MBA, you have to finish the Bolt first.
All right, thank you so much, Victory. I hope that clarifies things. So sorry about that mix-up in information. If you do have a bachelor's and you want to do the master's, please go ahead and just apply for the master's, which is beginning in starting in January 2026. And you do not have to go ahead, continue with the Bolt, this particular certificate program. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time. We will send out as much information as possible to keep you informed, and we wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.